Alright YouTube, welcome to another video. Today I got something very special for y'all. I'm actually going to show y'all a modification I'd made on my Korg Kross digital piano, but first I'm going to present it much like we'd present haggis at a burned supper, but I'm going to use the roll and go keys. Here we go. Normally I use bagpipes, but today we're going to use something different. I'm using the piano sound. Now what I'm showing you, now my keyboard, the Korg Kross, is tuned higher. Wind that back. Gotta bring that to the, here we go. There's our category. Now what I'm showing you guys, I've modified some of my pump organ sounds. Now we all know the basic 8-foot sound. Let me go ahead and turn it up. I have the keyboard tuned up to the highest setting, which is around 452. Now I'm still staying in the range of the lowest note on these keyboards, types of keyboards, these harmonium reed organs, is F, and that is F1 to F6. Now, F6 on the Korg is not working right now. I'm actually going to be taking it into Bakersfield to get it looked at, checked out, and get the contacts cleaned on it. Just that way it's in good working order, and that way I can get the maximum enjoyment out of my Korg Kross digital piano, much like I do the roll and go keys, and then we'll be able to practice classical music again. But today, we're going to look at the organ sounds, and I have blue light, which is normally what I use for piano, but today let's change the color a bit. We're going to go for magenta, and you probably know where I'm going with this color. So here's magenta, look at it, and now I'm going to switch it to cyan since this is organ, and you also be able to see Olo, which is the new teal color that scientists at UC Berkeley discovered that can only be seen with these lasers. And should be able to, I think it's already on Olo. Alright, there's magenta right there. Bring it up. There we go. Look on the keyboards. I'm going to switch it to cyan so that way we can see Olo. And there it is. There's Olo, and we're on cyan. That's the actual color, which is cyan. And there we go, cyan light organ time. Now we all know this 8-foot sound. It's been a while since I've done these organ stops, and I kind of want to start doing more, like doing some cyan light organ videos again. Now that I'm, especially when I get the Korg fixed up and get it checked out and all that stuff, it'll be fit. Hopefully, when it gets fixed, I'll return to that and the regular blue light series as well. But we all know the 8-foot sound. Now, instead of having two Celeste sounds, which a Celeste in a pipe organ or a reed organ as well, is a stop that you pull which engages two sets of 8-foot reeds. That's what I'm playing right now, is the 8-foot sound. It engages an 8-foot stop that has two sets of reeds, which are tuned slightly apart from each other, therefore giving them a chorus-like quality. Instead, I have one Celeste sound, and that's this one. That's the 4-foot sound. Now, of course, this is going to go all over the keyboard, so it affects all the keyboard. It's not like a regular organ where you have one side of stops and you have the other side of stops. This sound affects the whole keyboard. Now, going back to the original Celeste sound, I changed it and modified it from a Celeste into a 4-foot plus 2-foot sound. Therefore, it's giving an octave of 4-foot and 2-foot. The 16-foot sound is the same way. It can be used as a regular 16-foot and 8-foot sound, or it can also be used as an 8-foot sound plus a sub bass. And the sub bass is that 16-foot sound that is being played. So I have 2 oscillators going on that. Normally it's just 1, but I decided to make it a little more, I decided to enhance it a little more. So therefore this is an 8-foot sound with what can be considered a sub bass on the low end and a regular 16-foot sound on the upper end. And it also affects every part of the keyboard. And then we have the 4-foot sound. Oh, that's the Celeste, that's the 8-foot. Now we get into the 4-foot sound. And the 2-foot sound. Now with the master effects, I actually have the master effect turned on, that way we can hear the raw sound. Now I'm going to switch to combi mode. And right now it's on 8, 4, 16, 8, 4, and 2, which is the 16-foot sound plus the original Celeste sound that is now being modified to have a 4-foot sound and a 2-foot sound. And the 16-foot sound is the sub bass or regular 16-foot plus an 8-foot stop, therefore giving us a full organ sound. But we're going to go back a little bit, and I'm going to go back to 8-foot on the program mode. And we're going to go into combi mode and engage the 4-foot sound. I'm going to go backwards this time. We're going to hear. This is an 8-foot sound this is the 8-foot Celeste with the 4-foot. Go backwards again. This is the original Celeste sound, but it's not a Celeste. It's 4-foot and 2-foot. So this is the 4-foot and 2-foot sound with the original 2-foot sound. So we're actually enhancing the 2-foot in this one. So with that enhanced, you can hear both. You can hear the 2-foot very well in this one. Go backwards again. There's the original 8-foot and 2-foot sound. Backwards again. A 2-foot sound plus the 8-foot Celeste, or in this case it's also known as the Aeolian harp, because the original Celeste has been replaced with the 4-foot and 2-foot sound. Those are the 2 oscillators put together. So this is the 2-foot and 2-foot stop and the 8-foot Celeste. Backwards again, back one. Here we are again. This is a 4-foot. This is the 4-foot sound with what was the original Celeste sound, which was the 8-foot Celeste, but is now being a 4-foot and 2-foot put together. we go. Now this, the 16, 8, and 4 and 2 foot sound, which is, it's still the combi, but it combines the 16 and 8 foot sound, which is the 16 foot oscillator and the 8 foot oscillator being treated as stops. So it's the sub bass plus what was originally the Celeste, but is now the 8 foot and 4 foot and 2 foot sound. That's the 4 foot and 2 foot. I'm going to save that for the last, because that will give you the entire organ. So we're going to skip over that one for now. 16 and 8 foot plus 8 foot Celeste. Enhanced 8 foot on that one with the Celeste sound. Now the Celeste is up an octave, so now we have an 8 foot sound plus a 4 foot Celeste. 8 and 4 foot Celeste. Go backwards. Oh, now we have what was originally the 2 foot, I should say 8 foot Celestes. 8 foot Celeste and 4 foot Celeste, but now being 4 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, and 1 foot sound. So we get this. So we are enhancing both the 4 foot sound and the 2 foot sound. Now we can barely hear the 1 foot because it's overshadowed by the 2 foot, and the you can barely hear the 1 foot sound because it's overshadowed by the 2 foot and the 4 foot, but still can be audible if you play on the lower end. Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to stay in this range. Again, the lower notes are not working that well, but I'm not doing a full 88 range. This is strictly F1 to F6. Okay, you can hear the 2 foot on the lower F, on the low F. Go back. Now I have 8 foot, 2 foot, and 1 foot. So that original Celeste sound that was an 8 foot sound, it was a 4 foot Celeste, but now it is being treated as a 2 foot and 1 foot stop. Here's what that sounds like. Eight foot Celeste plus the 4 foot and 2 foot stop. Come backwards again. 4 foot. Oh! Now we have a 4 foot Celeste plus the 4 foot and 2 foot, or should it also be the 4 foot Celeste plus, which is the Alien Harp Celeste, because I don't want to get that confused with the original Celeste sound. But now we'll call it a Celeste because it sounds just like a regular Celeste on a pipe organ. Most Celeste stops have a slow tremolo, but this has a wide tremolo. So this is the 8 foot, what is originally the 8 foot sound for the Celeste is now up an octave to 4 foot in the combi. So now we have the 4 foot and 2 foot plus the 4 foot Celeste. There we go. Now we're going to come back. The 4 foot and 2 foot up an octave, which is 2 foot and 1 foot, plus 8 foot Celeste. This is 8 foot, 16 foot, and 4 foot. 16 foot, 8 foot, and 4 foot, which can also be treated as the sub bass on the bottom. And also the 16 foot, 8 foot and 4 foot in the right hand, giving us kind of a full organ sound. Now, let's go back to the 8, 16, 4, and 2. The 16, 4, 8, and 2. And that is our finale sound. And that is still the same. It's everything up 8, 16, 4, and 2. This can actually also be treated as the coupler. So some of those other stops that are shifted up an octave, like say the 8-foot Celeste, which is also shifted up an octave, and also played with other stops, can also be considered as the coupler in the combis. Now it won't work on the, well, it could, you could think of it like that on the regular programs, but we're going to think of the combis for the organ sounds as couplers as well. So we're playing the 16, 8, 4, and 2-foot sounds, and this is basically the coupler in action on an organ, and that gives us this sound. Coupler's still engaged. And now for the finale. I'm going to come down here and hit this low G. Again, it affects all the keyboard, so the sub bass is not limited to 13 notes. It plays all the notes on the keyboard. So for me to hit that low G actually gives it a really powerful sound. And there we go. Normally I don't hit that note right down there when I'm playing with the sub bass, but I figured to give it more of a pipe organ sound, we'll hit that low note, make it kind of sound like a 32-foot stop, even though it's a 16-foot sound. Alright, if you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel for more videos to come soon. And there will be more organ videos like this, and more song covers to come.